What's going on, guys? It's Christian, and today we're going to be doing my Banlist prediction video, when I think the Banlist is going to come, what I think is going to be on the Banlist, and everything in between. So we're going to start off with when I think the Banlist is going to come. I think the Banlist is going to be around about the 20th of April 2018. This is 1 week and 1 day before Flame of Destruction sneak peek. Pretty sure the worldwide sneak peek. It's definitely my local sneak peek. So I feel that that is just a little bit fair. I've not looked into what YCSs are coming up, so I'm a bit hit and miss on whether this will be a big impact. There could be a YCS literally on the Saturday, and if that's the case, I think maybe it'll be a little bit different. But I think around about the 20th of April is fair, a week before. It gives people that mentality to get prepared for if your local store has an event or a tournament on for Flames of Destruction sneak peek. Going through the ban list, there's not many cards I'm going to put off the ban list. A lot of cards I'm going to put on the ban list. Not too many. I think this ban list is going to be a much smaller ban list. We're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're talking like a lot. This is a big ban list, which was the previous ban list, February 5th. We're talking like a good 15 plus cards here. Especially, like, this was our last ban list, right? So, a lot of cards come off the ban list, and I think this is going to be the big ban list of the year. I think this one's going to be a little one, just to tide us through the competitive season of Yu-Gi-Oh! So let's start off with the first card. I think is going to go from 3 to 0. Is Lyricalist Independent Nightingale. Now, it's got to go to 0. There's no point putting this at 1. Konami are big fans of just putting a card to 1 and being like, it'll be okay. Look, you can still play it. A big example here is this first card, Gofu. Everyone was like, it's banned. It should be banned. Please ban it. It's a 1-card Decode Talker when links first come out, and then they put it to 1, and then literally, like, what was it, 3 weeks later, when the next ban list come out, they just hit it to 0 anyway. So it's a good thing that they try to keep it in the game. I'm a big fan of that, but there is some cards that have to go to 0. A good example of that would be Degusto Emerald. It just went straight from 3 to 0. It was like, whoa, where did this come from? And it was because of the Zodiac loop you could do with it. Another example of a card where people said it should be banned and it's gone to 1 is Grinder Golem, which is up here. It's up here somewhere. Grinder Golem's gone to 1, and props to Konami. It's fine at 1, it's not doing much. But Lyricalist Independent Nightingale, for those of you who didn't know, has that loop with Supreme King's Starving Venom Dragon, I believe it is, that burns you for 4,000 damage. Then you can go into another Supreme King Starving Venom and burn your opponent for another 4,000 damage. And if they don't have an Availer, if they don't have an Ash, if they don't have something to negate the Supreme King Starving Venom Dragon, you instantly lose and can't do nothing. That's the power of the Pendulum OTK, and they only have to open up with like 2 cards, and they're all searchable by like 3 different things, I think. So I think that this should be gone. I think OTKs and FTKs shouldn't be in the game. But you gotta think, Konami make thousands and thousands of cards, and it just takes that one support card that just pushes a card from 10, 15 years ago way over the edge. And that's the beauty of the game, You've got a common card worth pennies sat in your tin that you're like, no one's going to ever want it, no one's going to ever use it, and then all of a sudden, something happens, and it's just insane. Like, Droll and Lockbird was a very cheap card a couple of years ago. Trickstar Reincarnation come out, it's got a lot of hype, and now it's one of the most used hand traps in the game. So, it just takes those cards, and that's, I think, is a good example of what's happened here, and what's happened here with Lady Lapis. Now, I have no idea at all the Lady Lapis loop you can do to OTK your opponent, but I know it's a thing, and that's why I put it here. I do know the Lyricalist combo to a degree, and another card I believe that is in this combo, or can be in this combo, is Supreme King Dragon Dartworm. This is another card that either has to go to 0 or just don't bother touching it. I think most Pendulum players play this at 1 and millions of outs to get this in the grave. Foolish Burial, Dragon's Ravine, Hand Destruction, Card Destruction, hand destruction, anything that can dump this in the grave, just so it can special summon itself, and while you're at it, search a card. too much advantage for this deck, and I believe the card you usually search is Supreme King Gate 0, and that has another effect that does all this. It's just broken. It's a card I think that has to go to 0. Like I said, there's no point putting it at 1. People play it 1 of it anyway, but it's just too good of a 1 of. Next, pains me, another card I think that's got to go to 0, and it's a card I actually use for a change. Most of the cards on this ban list don't affect me, but Scapegoat's broken. Highest rarity version of it is £3 or $3, so that's like £1.50, £2. So it's such an easy card. You can be new to the game and get your hands on this card. It stalls, which isn't whoop-de-doo anyway, but it stalls for turns. But most importantly, it just makes Link 4s, and it's so broken being able to, on your opponent's end phase, know that when you flip this up, your opponent just knows you're going to make a School Dread and draw 4. You're going to make a Burrow Load and steal their Masterpiece, or steal their Beals, or steal their Astrograph, or something like that. And it's just so annoying, and it's so splashable. This doesn't require a warrior, it doesn't require a synchro monster on the field. You can put it in any deck, from Blue Eyes to ABC. You can just do it in anything, and because it's so splashable, and because it just makes Link 4s, it has to be banned. The reason Gopher got banned was because it made Decode Talker, and all Decode Talker does is gain 1,000 attack with 2 extra Link Zones. This thing lets you draw 4, basically, so it's got to get hit, and it does upset me, but I think when it gets hit, it's not going to be a shock, and most importantly, someone's going to find something like Hippo Carnival or something and go, hey, this makes tokens too. They've made too many token generating cards, and they're still making them. I believe the field spell for Darkest Diablos deck or something like that also spits out tokens, but I believe that it gives them to both players. I don't know. The ultimate God Synchro card spits out tokens which you can use for links, but I've not seen anyone abuse that yet, so I think this has to get banned. We're going to skip to this one. Masterpiece, the True Draco Slaying King. I don't play True Dracos. One thing I do want to say about True Dracos is they stopped my winning spree at locals, so I don't like the deck. I went to locals for 4 weeks in a row, which is good because my locals is on a Thursday, and Thursday is the busiest day at work for me, so I can barely get to go, but I managed, because of the weather and my work being closed, 4 weeks in a row I managed to go to my locals. 3 of them weeks I went undefeated, and then on the 4th week I didn't win a single game, and it was, I lost to True Dracos, then I lost to Paleozoic, and then I lost to Trickstars, in just an absolutely hilarious game, which he had 100 life points left, and I had 8,000, and then before you knew it, I burnt myself to death, and I couldn't get that 100 damage in from anywhere. I was like, someone lob me a Just Desserts, please, but no one was lobbing me Just Desserts. We weren't playing anime rules, it was a tournament. Also, fun fact, I did pack Ultimate Rare Invocation, though, for coming last, so props for me on that one. It's just, it can't be targeted by spells, by traps, by monster effects, if it's summoned the right way. It's just a really annoying card to get over, and it's the reason True Dracos are winning. It also just topped Salt Lake City, so it's first top, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Like I said, just be chill with it. Just be like, no, Screech. It's topped Botchum or something as well, which I know it didn't, because World Chalice did things there, and I don't know. I watched it and was like, well, World Chalice? World Chalice? Isn't it that deck that has some lore with my Met Knights? And then they were like, yeah. And it's just one? Yeah, it's just one. Ah. World Chalice. That World Chalice. Anyway, yeah, so True Draco killing thing, I think this is going to go to 1, from 3 to 1. I think that's fair. It's still searchable off diagram. It still has its effects. You can still play it. There is another True Draco King card that's at 1 as well. It's up here somewhere. Let's see. Dynamite, and people still play the 1 of this, so I still think it'll be good. I still think you'll be able to use it. Hidden True Dracos, again, they're going to get hit a little hard, I think, on my prediction here, but not too much. Dragonic Diagram, I don't think this is going to get hit too much. I think this to 2, it's not going to do too much, it's not going to be like a big hit, but I think this being at 3, with Terraforming being at 3, with Set Rotation 1, Metaverse, I believe, is still at 3 because it's only just come out. I think the card is too easy, and it just generates too much advantage. A good example of field spells generating too much advantage is the Invoked engine, which is what I use in Met Knights. Opening up with a Terraforming searches out your Meltdown searches out your Alistair searches out your Invocation. From one card, you've managed to dig through 4, which is broken, and that's just a splashable engine. This thing searches out your go-to combo pieces by destroying a card. There's other cards that do that, but True Dracos are such a big card, and I feel like Dragonic Diagram needs to get hit to 2. The next card, though, is Dragon's Ravine. This is more hindering towards the Supreme King loop thing you can do. Being able to dump dragons is pretty broken. This has a lot of synergy with a lot of decks. Blue Eyes, being able to dump Destrudo is huge. Being able to then summon the Destrudo and synchro off with it into Ancient Fairy Dragon, which was used in Spirals, I believe, to search out another copy of Resort, is that field spell, I think. And then it's just basically being able to dump Destrudo, being able to dump Supreme King, Ancient Whitestone. A lot of things have a graveyard effects, and that discard 1 isn't even that much of a cost anymore. I play this in Ojama ABCs, which is just one of my fun decks, and being able to pitch Magic to dump Destrudo, to search 3 Ojamas while I'm at it, is broken. But I mean, that's not topping, that's a fun deck, into a more serious competitive standpoint, because the ban list isn't going to hit fun decks as much, if that's so. Rest in peace, Toon Kingdom, my favourite deck of all time. I just think Dragon's Ravine, I'm taking this very chilled. A couple of hours ago when I started trying to record this, I was very pumped and very like, it's gotta get hit, but now I just think, there's no point. We'll just be very chilled and just talk about it, because that's how you want to listen to the video. Dragon's Ravine, I think it's going to go back to 2, which is where it was some time ago. I'm going to actually have a look when it was. Let's have a look. It's Dragon Ravine, right? Yeah. So, oh wow, I can't even go back to previous formats. That sucks. You used to be able to go back to previous formats. That sucks. Oh well, yeah, it used to be at 2 anyway. Terraforming. Oh, please, Konami, please, watch my videos, take advice from me, and don't ban terraforming. I think this is going to go to 1, same as Japan. It's broken, being able to search any and every field spell. But part of me thinks with these 2 cards, they're not going to hit them. Reason being, they've both just been printed in Secret Rare, which is Konami's pretty much biggest rarity. I know they've got Ghost, Ultimate Rare, and all of that, which I believe they don't print Ghosts anymore, but they're higher rarities, but they're only printed in special occasions. Secrets you get in every set, it's the rarest card. Everyone wants the Secret Rares. And they've just printed both Terraforming and Dragon's Ravine in Secret Rares, but I still think they're both going to get hit. Terraforming, like I just said, is broken, and I really don't want to, because if we go in... Oh, Skype, go away, Skype. Go away. We go over to all the decks I use, so I use my Met Knights, 3 Terraforming. Toons, 3 Terraforming. Ojama ABC, 3 Terraforming. Teledad doesn't use it, but everything I use uses 3 Terraforming. So I'm praying that this doesn't get hit. This is going to be the biggest hit for me probably ever since last ban list, and my deck pretty much got dismantled. I used to run like Level Eater, Dandelion, I made some Link Mess. Loved the deck, but it like completely got destroyed. I think this to 1 is where it's going, and it upsets me to copy Japan and do that, but that's where I think it's going to go. Astrograph. I don't play Pendulum Magicians, so I'm going to botch this, but this has one of those effects where you've got to know what to do to use it. It has that weird timing but it actually has that weird timing where it's better. Something along the lines of when you destroy a card with Electromite to add this to hand, instead of having to destroy another card to special summon this, it just sort of chains itself to the destruction and adding it from the top of the deck to the hand and special summons itself. And I'm pretty sure while it's at it, it also special summons some other stuff or something like that. Let's see if you control it. No, it's destroyed. I don't know. It's broken. People are deeming it to get hit. I think it's going to go to 1. I think 1 will be fair. Pendulum players can still play it. It can still get kaiju'd, and that will be the end of that. Unless the Monster Reborn it or whatever. But who plays Monster Reborn in Pendulums? I don't know. Actually, I suppose now with links, you kind of can. But yeah, anyway, I think to 1 with this. I hate talking about cards I don't know a lot about, but I know that they're broken. But yeah. Astrograph to 1. Lone Fire Blossom. Now, this is a card I do know about. I do play 60-card Light Swarm. I have played 60-card Dinosaurs. I've played 60-card Shadolls. I've played other versions of it. This card is pretty broken. But it's one of those cards that if you can just negate it, you're going to win. People waste their normal summon on this while they're at it. They Lone Fire into Lone Fire into Lone Fire into Darling Cobra. Darling Cobra pitches a card to summon the Orifice... other way around. Orifice Scorpio pitches a card to summon the Darling Cobra. Darling Cobra adds the Brilliant Fusion. You go into MX Saber Invoker, summon the Thousand Blades, and then you do whatever you do from there. Mrs. Radiant, or my personal favourite, go into Isolde, search out a BLS because you're going to have a Dark in the Grave. And if you're playing Light Swarms, you can get a Light in the Grave. Use its effect, send a different dimension reincarnation, summon a Sheehan Squire, activate the Brilliant Fusion, Trick Clown Garnet, summon back the Trick Clown, and go into Nat Beast. Somebody else did that combo. I want to say it's Team Sam X1 is where I seen it, but I love that combo. Being able to summon Nat Beast and then still getting another normal summon off Seraphronite, it's just really, really good. But I think people are saying Darling Cobra is going to get hit or Orifice Scorpio is going to get hit. I'm going to say Lone Fire is the one that gets hit, and this goes to 1. Or gets banned. I'm going to say 1 is fair. Still being able to Lone Fire into the Darling Cobra is pretty good. It's that extra version of it, and that's the only thing I'm hitting for Brilliant Fusion Engine. I don't think Brilliant Fusion is going to get hit. Like I said, I don't think Darling Cobra or Orifice Scorpio is going to get hit. Or Invoker or any of those. I think Lone Fire is the one to hit. People can still play the Brilliant Fusion Engine. It's just not as consistent, but it's still playable. Going off to cards coming off the ban list, and card that I'm very 50-50 on. Compulsory Evacuation Vice is doing nothing at 1, and it's going to do nothing at 3 in my opinion. The secret rare version being less than $1 did intrigue me. This is going to be like a 50p secret rare for English players. And, you know, it's going up in price. I didn't click that, and, you know, I didn't realise that. It targets, which is a big no-no for some decks, but 50p for a secret rare after it comes off the ban list, people are going to be hyped. It's going to go up in price. I'm not going to say this is going to shoot to a £40 card, but this could go up to $2, $3, $4, maybe $5, I think. I don't invest in cards very much. This is one of those cards that have intrigued me. Maybe don't go out and buy 30, but if you see it in somebody's binder, and maybe go, it's a 50p secret, want to throw it in there while you're at it. You know, when you're trading and they've got £6 of cards, you've got £5 of cards, and you're like, throw the secret compulse in. And if they do, it's 50p. I think it's a card that is going to come off the ban list. It targets, it just outs a monster. I think it's not going to do a lot at 3. The card is on the ban list for good reason. It used to be broken, but nowadays nothing can be targeted, so I just think at 3 this is going to do nothing. Destiny Hero Disc Commander, I think it's going to come back to 1, and you're probably like, whoa, no, this can't come back to 1. It special summons from the grave and draws 2, and then you link it off and summon it again and draw another 2. Relax. I know it has an errata, maybe you knew it had an errata, but its errata is now once per duel. Your opponent can still summon it off Monster Reborn and draw 2 themselves. It's just a lot more balanced. It can still be pitched off Destiny Draw and draw 2 and then summon it back with a Call of the Haunted or whatever and draw another 2. And drawing 4 is pretty broken, especially when you don't have to put 3 back. Skull Red. But I just think with the errata, I think it can go to 1, and most importantly, I think it's going to get printed as a nice, shiny Super or Ultra in the new Battle of Legends set, which comes out later this year. I think that's a fair enough accusation. I think a lot of people may agree on me on that. But the last card I'm going to talk about is El Shaddai Construct. I have never played against Shaddolls when Construct was a thing. I've also never played against Heroes when Stratos was a thing. But going back and looking at one of my past ones, people were saying that I'm stupid for saying Stratos should come back to 1, and it's more of a wish list than a prediction. And I'm just going to say I've never played against Shaddolls being at somewhat full power, but I'm reading this effect and I'm thinking it's pretty good if you can bust 3 or 4 of them out. I'm thinking just busting 1 out, maybe go and pick this up. And I've just realised this is a $15 Ultra. I knew it had got some hype. I believe it's just come off the ban list in Japan. But damn, for the Mega Tin, you can get 15. Has this been bought out? Supersonic? Has this recently been bought out? $8, $17. There you go, guys. I've found a buyout. El Shaddai Construct has doubled in price, but they have failed to change it so much because, as you can see, you can just get the Duelist Alliance original ones. Still, same rarity for $4, but it's out of stock. We'll go check eBay. You know what? We'll go check eBay. See? And you say you have to go to House of Champs for your market reviews. El Shaddai Construct. Yeah, see? £5 on eBay. Look at this. See? They failed to buy out. This is one of those check both sides mentality. I'm sorry, I'm not taking the piss out of him. I actually love I love watching his market reviews. I just love it. Last card I want to talk about. I don't think it's going to get banned. I'm just going to talk about it. Amano Iwato is broken. It is the reason true Dracos are being true Dracos. It's a common. It's such an easily accessible card. It's like 10 pence. And it's making tops because of it. True Dracos doing all of their things and you not being able to do anything to stop it because this is on the field is annoying. Do I think it's going to get hit? Do I think it's going to get banned? It's going to 1, it's going to 2, it's not going to get touched in my opinion. It's only just come out. And if you want to talk about cards coming out and being broken, then I could have put Electromite on this list, or I could have put Skull Red on this list. But they've just come out. They've been out for a month, maybe. Extreme Force and Circuit Break have been out for maybe 3 or 4 months now combined. I'm probably wrong, and you're probably going to go, no, they come out in October last year, and I'm going to go, oh, did they? But yeah, they've not been out for too much. It's only just starting to top. It is a card that I think will get hit, but not this ban list, maybe the ban list after. I think the correct hits here would still put True Draco at a disadvantage. So we'll just go over everything one last time. Lyricless Independent Nightingale from 3 to 0. Gem Knight Lady Lapis from 3 to 0. Supreme King Dragon Dartworm from 3 to 0. Scapegoat from 3 to 0. Masterpiece from 3 to 1. I think it's still at 3. Dragonic Diagram from 3 to 2. Dragon's Ravine from 3 to 2. Terraforming from 3 to 1. Astrograph from 3 to 1, Lonefire from 3 to 1, Compulse from 1 to 3, Disc Commander from 0 to 1, Construct from 0 to 1, and that's it. Right? I thought there was one more. Oh, Construct. No. I thought that was it. Okay, that must be it. Also, go get your Elfshadal Constructs off on eBay right now. I mean, you can get the unlimited one for £5 there. There's £9 this first edition. This is first edition, a £9 English first edition one versus the Megatin here that's coming in at $17, so about £15. So if you're looking to pick this up, mate, you're watching this video and thinking, yeah, I agree, Construct should maybe go to 1, I'm going to go pick mine up. There's your eBay seller right there. I don't know who it is, but there you go. Oh, and the page, oh. Yeah. Go on eBay, check both, always check both for it. But that's been it from me, guys. This has been a Yu-Gi-Oh! Banlist prediction video. My prediction. Leave your prediction down in the comments. Let me know if you think this is completely wrong. Let me know if you think I've hit the nail on the coffin. If I've missed anything. If I've not missed anything. Banlist predictions. Peace!